Just waking up, we're following the 3 things that you need to know about the coronavirus as you start your day.
Yeah, and we begin with breaking news out of China. Overnight, the Chinese government announced Hubei province will lift its travel restrictions today. That's home to Wuhan, where the coronavirus outbreak began. Wuhan will lift its lockdown on April 8th. A deal could come as early as today on that government stimulus package you've been hearing about so much. The current proposal would include direct payments to families, $1,200 for each adult and $500 for each child. The nearly $2 trillion plan would also increase spending for health care and unemployment. And CMS has launched a new online learning portal. It includes lessons and activities designed to keep students engaged right now. Printed copies are available at CMS sites that are providing daily meals for students. You can find the latest on all of those resources on our WSOC TV News app. And CMS students will be using that online portal and other resources for the foreseeable future. Yesterday, the governor announced all schools will remain closed until the middle of May.
That's right, and that has a lot of you concerned about how to keep kids on track. So Eyewitness News reporter Gina Esposito, she's live in East Charlotte with more on the questions so many of you now have and the resources that the state is offering. Gina.
Yeah, we are really at uncharted territory right now. School leaders trying to develop a plan to educate kids for the remainder of the school year. And as you can imagine, that's no easy task. Now, the state superintendent says the following issues first need legislative action: eliminating testing, calendar flexibility, educator and staff compensation, making sure students in the class of 2020 will still graduate in June. So far, CMS has set up a supplemental learning plan. Teachers have been checking in with their students and giving them some lessons and work to keep them engaged. CMS says the focus remains on remote learning, meal preparation and distribution. Teachers and parents admit it's challenging now, and they're curious to see how it all works out.
I'm very disappointed. I mean, I understand why, but honestly, so today was my 3rd Skype meeting with my students. And my students are eager to get back. Like, we miss each other.
No one really knows. Our teachers don't know. They're uncertain, but they're working diligently every day to try to figure out how to bring the classroom to the household.
Now, Governor Roy Cooper also wants to ensure that that plan lays out how to keep school employees safe, how they can do that job safely and get paid. Back to you.
All right, some great information. Thank you, Gina.
Students in Catawba County started their online classes yesterday morning. The district gave Chromebooks to those who didn't already have laptops, and there are a limited number of Wi-Fi hotspots for families who didn't have internet access. Well, we know it can really be a challenge for parents trying to keep your kids engaged during this shutdown, and that's why this next story is a real godsend. Starting Saturday, Audible will be offering free streams of select children's stories. The books are separated into 6 categories: little listeners, elementary, tween, teen, classics, and folk and fairy tales for all. They'll all be available in 6 different languages, and Audible subscription is required.
Now, this afternoon, the Mecklenburg County Board of Commissioners will hold a special meeting to discuss the county's response to the coronavirus outbreak. Because of the state of emergency, the meeting is closed to the public. You can count on Channel 9, though, to monitor any developments and bring you any updates on our WSOC TV app, and tonight at 5 on Channel 9 Eyewitness News. Now, right now, the number of coronavirus cases in Mecklenburg County is 106. That's out of 297 cases statewide. North Carolina reported the first case 3 weeks ago today. South Carolina reported 2 new deaths from COVID-19 yesterday, one in Kershaw County and one in Clarendon County. Both patients were elderly with underlying conditions. It brings the total number of deaths to 5. The state now has 298 cases. Chester, Lancaster, and York County are each reported new cases yesterday.
We are getting constant updates on the number of new coronavirus patients daily, along with new information about how it's impacting hospitals.
That's right. So that's why Allison Alatos is constantly in touch with local doctors to bring us the most up-to-date information. And she spoke with a doctor from Tryon Medical Partners.
There are some new things happening with Triad Medical and how you are testing patients, particularly a new test that you're looking at. Tell me about that.
With demand going up and we've been doing more tests, it's taking longer to get those results. And though that may not really change what we can offer or change the definitive treatment plan, we would like to be able to know, the answer sooner. So we are currently, as of today, testing a new test to be sure that we can get a turnaround test time result that is about 30 hours versus this 3 to 5 days. But we do need to remember, not everybody needs a test. Like, we still cannot be testing asymptomatic folks. And I'm actually predicting that what may happen very soon, if not in the next day or two, is that we are recommended to only be testing those who have moderate to severe symptoms and who might be at higher risk.
Now, Dr. Shelton also told Allison that the Triad Medical is working to open another satellite testing location in Charlotte by the end of the week. And right now, their doctors and nurses are testing people for coronavirus at their Matthews site. Now, North Carolina is asking anyone who can to volunteer in the healthcare system. The state is looking for volunteers in the following areas. All right, first, clinical. Those are things like doctors and nurses. Next, clinical support. Those are pharmacy and imaging. And non-clinical support like faculty maintenance, safety, and administrative. We've posted a link to where you can get a sign up on our WSOC TV News app.
Well, Channel 9 has learned someone who attended a conference at the Charlotte Convention Center in Uptown has now tested positive for COVID-19. Officials say that person attended the National Business Aviation Administration Schedulers and Dispatchers Conference from March 10th through the 13th. At the time, conventions across the country had started to cancel, but NBAA opted to hold its conference, citing the health department saying the risk to the public was, quote, low. Now in Washington state, where the first U.S. coronavirus deaths were reported late last night, Governor Jay Inslee issued a stay-at-home, stay healthy order. That means all 7.5 million people who live there must stay home unless they need to leave for an essential activity. Now, those essential activities could be grocery shopping, doctor's appointments, or essential work duties. At least 20 states have told businesses that don't have to be open to close. Essential businesses like pharmacies and grocery stores will continue to stay open, but each state does have its own guidelines.
A UNC Charlotte student is in self-quarantine after testing positive for the coronavirus. The student was studying abroad and had recently returned to the U.S. They isolated immediately and never went back to campus. The school is not releasing any other information. UNC Charlotte forced all students to move off campus by Friday and moved all classes to an online format. Yesterday, we also learned a student at Winthrop University tested positive. The school says the student returned to their dorm over spring break to pick up their belongings and was only there for a short time. The school is sanitizing the dorm building.
The list of people considered high risk is growing as the CDC constantly updates its guidelines. In addition to those aged 65 and older, it now also includes people with chronic lung disease or even asthma, those who have heart disease with complications, people of any age who are obese or who have underlying medical conditions. The CDC also says pregnant women should be monitored. Yesterday, North Carolina officials said some studies include higher risk among infants. They say that is also something you definitely want to watch. Well, in order to avoid busy places and large crowds, many of us are having groceries delivered.
And check this out. With the demand growing, the company Instacart is now hiring 300,000 workers. That's amazing. They deliver for places like Whole Foods, Walmart, even Costco. And they aren't alone. Walmart needs 150,000 new workers through the end of May. That includes more than 5,800 across North Carolina. You can apply on the company's website. Now, CVS is also hiring. They're looking for 50,000 new workers, and some of those jobs are full-time. The company is also giving its employees $500 bonuses since they can't work from home and have to work at the pharmacies. Papa John's is hiring up to 20,000 new workers in order to deliver more pizzas to more homes, and you can apply on their website. There could be some good news on the horizon today for the stock market. Finally, we're monitoring futures right now. The Dow is up 770 points. The Nasdaq is up 289. Stocks closed down nearly 600 points yesterday. Now, a little